Tell me, guys, why do you think Mr. Skhosana is always fighting? Like, why do you think always he's out there and is it's either he's going to cause some chaos, he's going to respond, he's going to heckle somewhere somehow, not heckle, but say some comments while people are, are responding and everything. And when he makes a comment every time, why do you think he's always like I don't know, I'm worried, I'm very worried, because I do understand that people want to hold people accountable, which is a good thing, which we advocate for, and we want that to happen, guys, but sometimes I think, I don't know, man. But anyway, let's take a listen to this part, these two things that Mr. Skhosana does actually on this committee and everything like that. Hey, I don't know, but anyway, let's get to it.
And the follow-up. Thank you very much.
Last one.
Thank you, Chair. You know, we're gonna hear a lot of horror movies here today, like we've had at Scopa in our meetings. And Chair, you've been in the Free State, you've been in the Northwest. Same thing is going to happen here today. And it's unfortunate that the ever hard-working Premier is finding himself in this mud. You know, I'll give you an example, in terms of what the MEC has said about the open tender system and public participation. It's a PR stand, I can tell you now. We received letters from different business people. One, the open tender system which was done at Galaga Estate, where the people from, your scholar transport, your school nutrition program, those matters are in court as we speak. Some people who were away the tenders, the MEC, have no warehouses. They don't have a warehouse at all. And the bid specification is very clear about that. Now, we are, as my colleague has already said, the officials are corrupt to the core. And some of them are black professionals, highly qualified, but they are letting us down. I'll leave that for the city of Johannesburg. Chair, my last point is, those who knows Colosseum, those who knows Razzmatazz, those who knows Johannesburg, this is not Johannesburg anymore. That, what we are talking about, that street is been paved for 192 million. But that will come later. Thank you, Chair.
Firstly, I must dispute the allegations that the Honorable Member Skhosana is making. They are not true, they are false. That the open tender, it's a public stand. We are not populists, so we don't run government through populism. Let me explain, Honorable Chair. The open tender, however, it doesn't mean that it's perfect. So I must indicate that it doesn't mean that it's perfect. It's not perfect. So to allege that it's a public stand, I think it's unfounded. So what we are doing, the Honorable Member was saying, shouldn't tender meetings be open to the public? In fact, that's what that open tender system is. What happens is that before we approve specifications, we appoint an independent auditing firm. That's the first thing we do. They look at the specifications, and then we advertise. After advertising, we receive documents, and those documents are then verified by the probity auditor. And then the BEC, which is a bid evaluation committee, sits and look at the processes, and that process is done in public. But it doesn't mean that it's perfect. And that's why when I spoke earlier on, I said we have went further to digitize tendering system, because we're not populists. We went further to digitize. And I said there's 5 departments, and I deliberately mentioned them and started with the Premier's office and Treasury, because we want to set the example that we are not playing about this thing. And I even said next year we're looking at implementing it in all departments. To digitize, it means that there will be no paper that is going to exchange hands between individuals. It means people will not be able to interfere because the system will be able to deal with things like compliance documents and all that. I don't know who else does it in the whole world. No one does it. We are saying we are going to do it. It can't be populist. It can't be populist. So if the honorable member says the system has got weaknesses, the system is not perfect, we will take that like any other system. But to say it's populist, I think personally I take exception because I'm not a populist, at least as a person. So we will not agree to that. On the officials who are not paying, Chair, as I round up in the municipalities, I've written a letter to the mayors to ask them to monitor that. But I've also asked Treasury officials to look at the legality of imposing the same on all provincial government officials, including ourselves as public representatives. Because if we're in the public service, we can't owe municipalities. So we're looking at the legality of that. That's how serious we are about it. The issue of debt to ESCOM, we are working with municipalities, but as I've said earlier on, the issue of the revenue collection, I think is at the center of that. We have had a revenue workshop with the municipalities to help them deal with the issues of revenue. And yeah, those are the issues. And then on the consultants, you know, Chair, I want to preface my answer by saying that the Constitution of the Republic places the executive and legislative authority of a municipality on the council, not on the provincial government. And then it goes further to talk about cooperative governance. It goes further to talk about oversight, the role that we must play, and support. I spoke about the 154. And
are you responding on the issue of consultants?
Yes.
I think we are getting the wrong way. Finish, let me hear.
Okay. So what I want to say to the honorable member is that we are having programs to help, because the question was that what are we doing to build capacity in the municipalities? So I'm giving you a context to say whatever that we're doing should be within the constitutional context so that we also don't seem to be interfering. So we are also training municipal officials. We are training even councillors. We are also training on MPEC and all that. So to the best of our abilities and within the powers that we have, we are playing our role. That's the point I wanted to raise, Chair. Thank you.
Okay, that's fine.
So, guys, I want to ask a question. You know, I don't know, maybe it's me or anything like that, but where does this, where and like, where does it start and it starts happening when it comes to corruption? Where does it like there is that person, the other person who thinks like, okay, we are going to do corruption. Okay, there is that person who thinks like, you know what, let's just take this money. There is that person who thinks like, you know what, let's not, do this thing. Let's take this money. Let's just do 1, 2, 3. No. You know what? Let's take this money instead of it buying a borehole, or instead of maybe fixing the pipe. Instead of fixing that susorage, let's just take the money and eat. Who is that person? I sometimes get confused, and I sometimes asking myself, where are these people? It's like when a person has maybe, I'm just making an example. Let's just say they have arrested a person who maybe killed someone, right? Or who maybe killed a political person, right? Obviously, the person that has killed that person is we can call him as a hitman or inkabi, right? Then you are asking yourself, who told the Nkabi to do what the Nkabi did? There are people, man, somewhere, I don't know where, somewhere, that are doing these corruption things. And I don't know what is going on. And I know you will say to me, oh my God, why would you ask what is going on? I'm outside politics, I don't know. But anyway, let's go to the part where Mr. Skhosana is doing the same thing again, asking some controversial, or let me say expressing, I don't know, listen guys, I don't have a problem when a person is robust, when a person is aggressive, when a person is, but sometimes when you keep on doing it, we end up suspecting that you are also not You know, we end up suspecting because you are doing the same thing. Like you are always angry, like you are. But anyway,
1 minute each, or then we'll move to the next. Let's move on.
Yeah, thank you, Chair. My first question to the city of Johannesburg, and it's got nothing to do with being populist or trying to cover anything here. You know, I know truth hurts, or some people are involved. We've got evidence. I mean, people are giving us evidence, Chair. I'm not going to say something out of a blue. I'm going to tell you facts as they are. Whether you take them or not is up to you. And I'm sorry to say that, Chair, to you, because some other things are really concerning, that the arrogancy which we have encountered at Scopa as well, both in Parliament by ministers for that matter. And some of us are not scared to confront those things as they are. One, I'm going to speak here about the bus service in the city of Johannesburg. What is the status of those bus services? Because there's a lot of things about those bus service. I just want to hear from the city itself. What is the status? Because the bus were once upon a time, the now resigned MMC, Kenny Gunene was involved in that, and there were buses which were procured, you know, elsewhere, and you'll give facts on that. My last one will be the Bree Street, Lilian Goyi Street. Why is that street being paved? Because the specification of that Lilian Goyi, there's no paving there. Because I've got that spec here. I've got the evidence. So I want to know why. And why was it given to foreign nationals? Thank you.
Chair.
Okay. Thank you very much. I think one should respond on the issues around Bree Street, because there have been quite a number of issues that have been raised. But I do wish to indicate that the first contractor was terminated due to poor performance. We were not satisfied with their work and the pace of the contractor. And the work commenced with the civil works, replacing all the pipes, the cables underneath. And we had to extend the scope of work as well to incorporate certain amenities like your trading spaces. But there's also a new infrastructure that has been installed, your traffic signals, the new ventilation shafts, the gas venting system to prevent the maintenance build up. The use of the paving was deliberately used just for sustainability, because we know that paving is more sustainable than the tarring, considering the amount of rain that we have experienced in Johannesburg, but also to improve on our stormwater drainage system. But also, Bree Street is one of the busiest streets within the CPD. So the volume of motorists there, we felt it's prudent to utilize the material that will be sustainable, the material that will be strong, that will be able to contain the volume of traffic that street enjoys on daily basis. But if there are any technical matters that the committee will seek clarity on Bree Street, will then allow the administration to respond on that. But I will also request them to talk to issues of the appointment of the foreign national, because as politicians we don't get involved in those procurement spaces, and I think it's appropriate to allow officials to respond on that.
Thanks. Chair, just
that street in Joburg, right? That street in Joburg, it was a tar road, and then now they are going to use the pavement in that street. Okay, so their reasoning is it's sustainable. Their reasoning is it's going to last long or anything like that, because we all know pavements, at least they are not like tar roads. There is rain and everything, at least even if it rains, where if it's pavement, at least, you know, the water is absorbed there and everything. But I don't know why it's a town, man. It's a CBD, right? It's a CBD, it's a town, you know, you would expect that you will have a tar road there, you know. I know there are reasons they may sound good, but I'm not happy about that. Especially it's a town. You can't put a pavement in town. And then what are you going to put on the side then if you are putting a pavement in the streets? You know, I don't know, guys, but I don't like that thing, okay? Put a tar road, man. It's a town. It has to be nice. It has to be beautiful. I know people will say it's not about being beautiful. It's a town. It's a CBD, all right? Why are you paving a pavement on a street? But anyway, it's fine.
to provide details on the question and to support the response from MMC Finance. So in terms of the functionality of the disciplinary board, and this is linked to the consequence management. So there are already 6 reports that we dealt with as the board, and they link to the MTN contract, the construction of the Protea Glen fire station, the recovery, we recovered 200 million from SEP, the SARS issue, and then the payment of fire engines. So in relation to consequence management, 2 senior managers were taken for discipline through the labor relation process. And as the disciplinary board, we were concerned that one of the employees was dismissed. Based on the dismissal of the senior manager, the other employee then lodged a dispute, which the bargaining council then ordered reinstatement. However, as the board, we are now re-looking at the matter from a financial misconduct perspective, because monies were paid in advance, and we think we will then recharge the employees based on the financial misconduct regulations. In relation to
So I don't know, guys, what do you think about all of that? Okay, so Mr. Skhosana is always robust, man. He's always looking for truth. He's always, and he always says that, yeah, I've got evidence. Yeah, I've got evidence. Yeah, I'm asking you about that thing. Why are you using pavement there? You know, and I don't blame him. He's in an opposition benches or opposition side, which I expect that actually from them to look for truth. Now, obviously, when it comes to truth, okay, or truth, when a person is responding and answering, whatever they will be answering, that will be their truth according to them. That will be, this is our truth, this is what we know, this is what we have, this is what we are doing. And unfortunately, if you think that whatever that they are presenting to you, it sounds like it's not the truth, it will be on, they will be like, okay, it's fine, you know. And unfortunately, Mr. Maila there, she didn't take it very nice, you know. Is it Maila? Yeah, she didn't. Yeah, is it Maila? Yeah, guys, is yeah, so somewhere there. If I'm mistaken, please forgive me. So he didn't take it very nice, because it was like Mr. Skhosana is like saying, you know, you are populist, you are populist. Mr. Skhosana never said that, but Mr. Maila, like, he looked at it like that and be like, why do you think that we are being populist? You know, and all of that. You know, well, anyway, it's politics, guys. That's what happens. That is why I said to you, I like committee engagement. I like parliament, a part where they are doing committees. These things of National Assembly, I don't care. It's just a play, it's just a stage, it's just I will shine, I will outshine you, I will whatever. But in committees, that is where you hear things. That is where things actually come out. That is where you can actually tell on what exactly the government is. You can tell because they are asking relevant, strict, straight questions. Anyway, I don't know, guys, what do you think about that? You enjoyed, I hope you enjoyed the video, okay? See you next time.